Okay, next up we have Keenan Chen, Head of Strategy for ClearCapital, and Ashley Beerwolf, who's a leader in their product group, and they are going to go through ClearCollateral Review, which is a review system for automating collateral underwriting in compliance with internal credit policies as well as GSE and investor guidelines. And it centralizes all your analytical tools and data required to review an appraisal all in one place so that you can eliminate manual tasks and basically cut review time and effort by about 50%. I did have a chance to see this one recently and it's really cool. So Keenan and Ashley, I will turn it over to you and then we will come back and we'll run down some questions together. So please take it away.
My name is Ashley Beerwolf. I am the Senior Product Manager for the ClearCollateral Review platform here at ClearCapital. And right now in the industry, we're seeing a few different challenges that ClearCollateral Review is designed to address for lenders. These are things like rising costs of underwriting, historically high appraisal volume, over and undervaluation risk, as well as bias within the appraisal process. ClearCollateral Review addresses these issues through things like configurable workflow tools, standardized review requirements, and comprehensive data and quality checks, including our new Photo AI rule set. So let me show you how that works. Firstly, when trying to bring efficiency to the review process, we know it's really important to make sure that the right reviewer for the job is working on each and every appraisal review. That's why we created tiers. Review managers can come in and create review tiers based on specific criteria about an appraisal or a loan. Things like the loan amount, the geographic location, the investor, did it receive rep and warrant from Fannie and Freddie? And through setting up these tiers, you can determine the skill level of the reviewer needed to complete the job. Once you've set up the tiers, you can apply those tiers to your reviewers, and they'll only receive work from those tiers that you have determined they are qualified to review. No more manually assigning work to your reviewers. We also have the concept of review scope. So once we know who needs to complete the review, we need to know what kind of review they should complete. So using all of those same criteria, things like the investor, geographic location, etc., you can determine what kind of review this file should receive. You do that by setting up the report views, tools, and review forms that will be available to your reviewers on this kind of a review. We also have the ability to auto-approve in the cases of low-risk files. Lastly, in terms of management tools, we also have a standard appraisal rule set that runs about 75 rules on every appraisal that comes through the door. But what I wanted to highlight most here are our new Photo AI rules. This is a set of Photo AI rules. When an appraisal comes into the system, we will check to make sure that there are the correct number of bedroom and bathroom photos within the report. We will check to make sure that the number of bedroom and bathroom photos within the report matches the number of bedrooms and bathrooms on the appraisal sketch. We'll also make sure that the photos within the appraisal are labeled correctly. So these are all things that are part of the standard appraisal rule set when you use the ClearCollateral Review platform. So once all of these things have been set up, these are the tools that your reviewers will have access to. We have access to the original appraisal PDF, which we know is not the most efficient or effective way to look at a ton of data. We also developed what we call the quick view, especially in instances of low risk appraisals. This is an easy way to for the reviewers to look at the subject characteristics, the photos, the map, and the sketch within the appraisal without having to dig through the 50-page appraisal report. We also provide the ability to order a ClearProp on any case that comes into the system. This is where you would go if, in the case of maybe a high-risk report, you need to see market trends, you need to have access to a comparable search, and a deep dive on the historical information about your subject property. We also have here our valuation accuracy score. This is the score that we use to drive volume into things like tiers and review scopes. This is a numeric representation of how well supported your appraised value is based on our supportable value range from our Clear AVM. We also have our report quality score. This is based on the Clear QC rules that you have set up within the system for this particular instance. Any rule that fails is going to deduct from a starting score of 10, and you're going to end up with your report quality score, which can also be used to drive volume. This score is completely configurable and completely transparent. We also submit to the UCDP portal to get Fannie and Freddie scores. And another thing that we do is we bring in the Fannie and Freddie findings as data so that your reviewers don't have to go download submission summary report PDFs to get access to that information and make adjustments as needed. We also provide a nearby similar properties grid. This is a list of similar properties in the area, ranked most comparable to least comparable, plotted alongside the comparables used within the appraisal. In this way, reviewers can quickly see how the appraisal comps stack up against everything else that was available in the market at the time the appraisal was completed. And finally, we have our configurable review forms. These will be based on your appraisal checklist. Again, same as with scopes, they are configurable. We can create as many or as few as required by your organization based on the kinds of reviews you need to complete. Do you have a special review form for a manufactured home? Do you have a special review form for jumbo loans? Things like that. We can create as many or as few review forms as you need. Another unique feature of these configurable review forms is that if the answer to the question you're asking in the review form is available somewhere within the appraisal XML or within the case or loan information, we can actually pre-fill the answers to these questions for your reviewer, saving time and cutting down on copy-paste errors. So as you can see, the system is designed to make sure that you as managers, lenders have complete control over your review process, that reviewers have access to all of the tools they need to complete their review effectively and efficiently and in a consistent way, regardless of the requirements of your review.
Hey, Julian, you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. I was on mute. I will get right into the questions. So here we go. First, a market question. What are you seeing more of right now? I think I know the answer, but undervaluation or overvaluation? This is less about the product, more about the market. We'll do a quick hit here, and then we'll do some product stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely seeing, concerns, on both sides, almost equally, if you will, because of course, we're in a rapidly appreciating market. And so, there's, from the risk standpoint, we want to make sure there isn't a lot of confirmation bias going on, if you will, where we truly understand, where appraisal is coming in low that's supported, versus just matching the purchase contract price. And on the undervaluation side, a lot of people are grappling, right, with how do I know that I need to take a deeper look in this? And we see a number of lenders employing manual processes right now to just put extra scrutiny to try to catch undervaluation risk. And that's what this system is designed, is to help you efficiently identify when you need to take a deeper dive.
Got it. Thank you. And another question is, how fast is it? I love the configuration. How fast is it to configure your own report quality based on your own QC rules? Because I do think that's a critical one for everybody.
Yeah, so the configuration, excuse me, the configuration is quite quick. We can have a new org stood up with a customized rule set and some, customized review forms within a couple of days.
Got it. Okay. And then Sort of a related question, but just a quick word on auto review for low risk files. How does that work?
Yeah,
Maybe that's a long answer, but I don't know.
I don't think it's too long an answer. Based on all of the data that we bring into the system, things like the valuation accuracy score, the report quality score, who the investor is, all of those things that we build the tiers and the review scopes around, UCDP scores, things like that. You can set your criteria, and if a file meets the criteria for auto approve, then nobody ever has to see it. We'll close it out. We'll put sort of a package together that explains why we auto approved this file and send it back upstream to your system of record. And no reviewer ever has to look at it.
Got it. And then this might be an obvious one to some of the lenders, but from what you see from a best practices standpoint, or a most needed or cared about standpoint, what of all the rules that you can run and set up, what do underwriters tend to care about most when it comes to collateral and specifically reviews?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that folks care about. I think that using rules to remove tasks that underwriters don't need to put brain space to is probably one of the more important things. So things like the photo AI rules, right? These are things that folks just have to scroll through a report and be counting and comparing things, right? That is not what we want these experts in valuation spending their time on. So our rules are really designed to take that those manual tasks away from the underwriters and let them do the important work of making sure that this thing is valued and that there's not a ton of risk inherent in the collateral itself.
Got it. Well, thank you both. I wish we had more time, but this was great. Clear Capital, Clear Collateral Review, and thanks Ashley and Keenan, and we will do it again soon.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Joey.
you.
Appreciate it.